Thank you, Mike. This is The Talk Tonight on CBS 5, and we are focused on what Mitt Romney said last night, and here it is.
We took a concerted effort to go out and find women who had backgrounds that could be qualified to become members of our cabinet. I went to a number of women's groups and said, can you help us find folks? And they brought us whole binders full of women.
There it is, binders full of women, a line that is resonating today, particularly among women. Doris Scheidel was on this story today. Take me back to this morning when we were deciding to cover this as an issue today. What was the thought behind it?
Well, really, that was the topic that everyone was talking about today. This is the phrase that has resonated. It is, after every debate, there's that phrase that people keep coming back to, and binders full of women. That's it. Actually, Michael, that phrase has its own Twitter page now.
Of course it does. I'm sure that didn't take long.
12,000 followers before the end of the debate.
Binders full of women. Okay, so as a woman, what do most of the women that you talked to today think that he meant by that? Was it inartful phrasing? Or is there something else behind that? Do women believe that Mitt Romney thinks of women as something? Explain it to me.
Well, I don't think most of the women, at least I talked to today, weren't necessarily offended by that phrase.
Okay.
What they thought that phrase was evidence that he didn't really answer the question. It's basically binders full of women. He's talking about affirmative action. He's not talking about pay equity for women, which is what the question was about. So by saying that he made a concerted effort to try to hire women while he was a governor in Massachusetts is not really addressing the issue, and that's what most of the women I talked to thought today.
The president today is also on the campaign trail. He was in Iowa, and he was capitalizing on that line as well. Let's listen to what President Obama had to say earlier today as he was campaigning, and he brought up binders full of women.
I've got to tell you, we don't have to collect a bunch of binders to find qualified, talented, driven young women ready to learn and teach in these fields right now.
The women you talked to today, do they feel instrumental in, we're in New York, so it's sort of a different story, but do they have a general sense that the women vote really is as critical as we are hearing it is in these battleground states?
I think so. A lot of the women I talked to were undecided voters themselves, who said that they were disappointed from both candidates in terms of that particular question. Both seemed to skirt around the answer a little bit and not really directly answer how they're going to help equalize pay. If anything, it sounds like they're just going to bring more women into the workplace. That's not what the issue was at hand.
Dora, thanks. The Talk Tonight continues here on CBS 5.